In our coverage today, over 7,000 Syrians returned back to Syria from Jordan after the collapse of the Assad regime. Assalamu alaikum. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I am Ahmad Ramadan. Finance Minister Dominique Leblanc will meet with U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, after Christmas. He plans to present Canada's $1.3 billion border security proposal. The plan includes enhancing 24/7 surveillance with helicopters, drones, and mobile towers, along with a joint strike force to combat fentanyl trafficking. This comes after Trump's tariff threats on Canadian imports, citing border security concerns as the reason. However, data shows minimal fentanyl seizures at the northern border compared to the Mexican border. Leblanc, who has also handles public safety after Chrystia Freeland's recent resignation, called the measures vital to protecting the economy and Canadian jobs. He had a preliminary discussion with Homan and emphasized the importance of collaboration amid challenges. The meeting is expected to be held in the U.S. It is part of Ottawa's effort to prevent significant economic fallout from Trump's proposed 25% tariffs on Canadian goods. A shooting rattled an Oshawa housing complex 2 days ago. Police confirmed 14 shots were fired at 2:05 a.m. near Mary Street North and Taunton Road. No injuries were reported. Gabby Boileau, a resident, found bullets in her living room ceiling and her daughter's dresser. Her 12-year-old daughter was staying at her father's house at the time. The bullet pierced the wall under her daughter's bed. Boileau added she has been unable to sleep since the incident. Durham Police Chief Peter Moriera condemned the cowardly act. He said it was very lucky no one was hurt. Police are urging anyone with video footage to assist the investigation. Officers believe the shots were fired indiscriminately. This alarming event highlights rising concerns about gun violence. Police have already seized 96 guns this year. Residents remain shaken as authorities work to identify those responsible. Toronto police mourned the loss of Detective John Park, who passed away while executing robbery investigation search warrant in North York. Deputy Chief Lauren Pogue confirmed that Park collapsed yesterday. He was a 14-year veteran of the force and a member of the hold-up squad. He could not be revived despite responders' efforts. Park leaves behind his wife and 2 young children. Police Chief Myron Demwick called the loss devastating, especially so close to Christmas. Officials ruled out narcotics exposure as a cause, noting an investigation is ongoing. Tributes poured in from colleagues, first responders, and leaders, including Premier Doug Ford and Mayor Olivia Chow, who praised Park's dedication. The CN Tower will dim the lights to honor his memory. A Paris court has sentenced pro-Palestinian activist Elias Mzaline to a 5-month suspended term. He was charged with public incitement to hatred for remarks made during a rally on September 8th. Mzaline had called for an intifada and condemned Palestinian genocide. The court ordered him to pay damages to 5 anti-Semitism groups. At the trial, he defended intifada as a peaceful protest term. The judge referred to its dictionary definition as a revolt against oppression. The courtroom was disrupted by supporters wearing Palestinian symbols. Prosecutors requested a suspended 8-month sentence along with a €2,000 fine. This case highlights the growing scrutiny of activists in France. Many have faced charges for protesting Israel's actions in Gaza, Palestine. Critics say these cases raise concerns over free speech. In the past 24 hours, at least 77 Palestinians were killed and 174 injured in Israeli airstrikes and artillery fire across Gaza and Palestine. The attacks targeted residential areas, schools, and displaced civilians. In the Sabra neighborhood of Gaza City, airstrikes on family homes killed 9 people and injured others. Israeli drones targeted motorcycles in southern Gaza, killing 3 people. Separate strikes in Rafah and central Gaza City left 6 dead and several wounded. A drone strike in Deir el-Balah claimed another life. Tragedy struck school shelters in Gaza City where 15 forcibly displaced Palestinians were killed. Heavy shelling in Beit Lahia, Jabalia refugee camp, and surrounding areas leveled entire neighborhoods, leaving devastation echoes across northern Gaza. Doctors Without Borders has accused Israel forces of clear signs of ethnic cleansing and their ongoing military operations. Israel's war on Gaza has killed at least 45,206 Palestinians and wounded 107,512 since October 7 of 2023. Last month, the International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant for war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza, Palestine. Israel also faces a genocide case in the International Court of Justice for its deadly war in Gaza. Jordan's Interior Minister Mazen al-Farrai has announced that 7,250 Syrians have returned home since Bashar al-Assad's ouster. Most returnees are not classified as refugees. The returnees crossed through the Jabir-Nasib border, which reopened on December 8. Jordan and Syria share two major crossings, but only Jabir is operational. Jordan hosts 1.3 million Syrians, with nearly half registered as refugees. The rest entered before the Syrian conflict began in 2011 through family or business ties. Bashar al-Assad, who ruled Syria for nearly 25 years, fled to Russia after anti-regime forces took control of Damascus, ending the Ba'ath Party's decades-long rule. Luigi Mangione, the suspect who killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, has been extradited from Pennsylvania to New York. Authorities allege that the 26-year-old stalked Thompson for days before killing him in Manhattan. Mangione reportedly used a 3D-printed ghost gun equipped with a silencer. Prosecutors say the killing was driven by Mangione's grievances against the healthcare industry and its corporate greed. The New York Post says a poll indicates that 41% of young voters find the killing acceptable, which reflects deep frustration with the current healthcare system. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland called the crime methodically planned. Acting U.S. Attorney Edward Kim labeled it as a targeted execution. Mangione remains in custody and faces the death penalty or life in prison if convicted. His attorney declined to comment. The next court date is pending. That's all from our Toronto studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News Canada. We are a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum.